Perfect. All right, let me just confirm that we are live and we are. Hello, hello everyone. Let me just record this. There we go. We are all set up. And hello, hello, beautiful goddesses. Hello, hello, beautiful goddesses. I am so happy to be here today with all of you and my wonderful friend, Meloney Hudson. And this is our, let me just let a few people in. Oh, you already did that. You are so welcome. We are having this beautiful holistic guidance today with my very special guest, Meloney Hudson. So before we jump into all the fun stuff, I want to give you a bit of information. So I know we have some new ladies here, and I want to say welcome. And for those of you that are new to me, my name is Isabelle, and I'm the host in this group. And I'm also a certified naturopath, a holistic life coach, and a spiritual guide. And I am super passionate about the divine feminine rising and teaching spiritual midlife women how to get holistically healthy, how to tap into their spiritual wisdom to bring their vision to life and to create a powerful legacy. I love, love, love that. So if you're in this group, you're one of these women, and I am super happy to have you here. So today, on our holistic guidance, and we always have a theme every month, and this month's theme is all about self-love and body love. And more specifically, because we have Melanie with us, who is a pro at this, it is about awakening the pelvis energies to revitalize your body and amplify your beauty. So I love this. So before I hand it over to Melanie, I want to talk to you a little bit about her, about this beautiful woman that I love. So I met her through a business mentorship program. It's like it's coming up to a year, I think, Melanie, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we instantly hit it off and became friends. And I feel so honored to be connected to her. She's got this beautiful way of seeing the world and offers women unique and powerful strategies to align to health and self-love. She's been a woman's empowerment advocate for the past 20 years and has helped hundreds of women awaken their energy. And I'm sure it's way more than that. Has helped all these women awaken their energies, access their power, and fall in love with their unique gifts. She's an author. And Melanie, can you show us your two books, please?
Sure.
I want people to hold them up. This is, can you name it?
Sexy, Spirited, and Strong, Becoming a Positive Energy Woman. This one was my first book. And this is one that I just published last year, Venus Rising Yoni Yoga Guidebook. So I can go into more detail about each of them later on in the
Perfect. I love that. And she's also the producer of Rise of Venus documentary series. So knowledgeable. She facilitates workshops, retreats. She offers transformational programs for women, like the Venus Rising Yoni Yoga that you have going on right now. And I'm so happy that we get to experience Melanie's energy and some of her beautiful gifts today. So Melanie, welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out and joining us and being here with us. It's a pleasure to have you. And I know I've already introduced you, but I would love for you to introduce yourself again and what you offer, talk about your business and what you're really passionate about, and what women get when they work with you.
Thank you. Great. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for that beautiful, beautiful introduction. You are an angel and a goddess, and I connected with you right away. I just love your energy, and energy is what it's all about. And that's what this whole book, Sexy, Spirited, and Strong, is all about, becoming a positive energy woman. So, so I'm grateful, so grateful to be here. Thank you, Isabelle. I just love you. So it all started for me. Okay, well, first of all, I live in Los Angeles. I've been living in Los Angeles for 20 years, so that it's beautiful today. I'm wearing a sleeveless shirt, and I'm feeling really bright and alive and happy and healthy, because this is usually how I feel. I really do believe that tending to our energy which happens on a multidimensional level, it helps us to become a high vibrational person in the world. And I feel that the more we love ourselves, the higher our vibration, then the greater our lives can be. You know, the more wonderful of people we attract, the greater of opportunities we attract. And then just also feeling the joy of living the lives that we have, whatever our journey is, because we live in a multidimensional world. We're actually, spirits in a physical vehicle, and
Yes.
life is a gift. So I just feel that if I can help women and men, because I used to also do co-ed workshops, understand their multidimensional nature in this world, it can help us to feel more alive, more joyful. Absolutely. And more, appreciating the gifts of life. And then in the past, I could probably say the past 15 years, I have been focusing specifically on women, because I feel that women have not been trained enough by our patriarchal culture about the magic that we have within us. And so I have, through my studies of tantra, Taoism, and divine feminine traditions, I have learned a lot of information and technologies and techniques that can help us clear away some of that patriarchal conditioning and really tap into who we are, and the mystical, magical aspects of who we are as women. And so that's how Yoni Yoga came to be.
I love that. I love that, Melanie. And for those of you listening that are new to all these terms, I want you to know that all these terms, Melanie is going to share some exercises with us. And just know that everything that she is sharing is specifically for us as women. So if there is something that you're not sure about, or a word that you're wondering, really, what does it mean? I would love for you to write it in the chat. Some of you are joining us on Zoom, so you can unmute yourself, or you can wait till the end and ask your questions. And if you're joining, I have my phone right here. So if you are in the group and you have a question, I will see your question and I can relay it to Melanie. So if she says a term or an exercise and you're not really understanding it, I want you to take this opportunity to enjoy it as much as possible. So ask your questions and really enjoy it fully, right? That's what we want to do.
Thank you, Isabelle. And I'll also be conscious of some of these terms. For example, the word tantra and Taoism, they might not be familiar, but I'll go ahead and give a quick explanation, because it might be something that becomes of interest if to the person, whoever has not heard this before.
Exactly.
So tantra is an ancient spiritual path that began actually like 3,000 years ago, And it harnesses our sexual life force energy to help purify the body, so that we can discover our divinity. And there are many, many secret practices. Well, they used to be secret, but they're not anymore. but our Western world just isn't familiar with. Some of the practices include mantras. You probably heard the word mantra, which are sacred words, sacred sounds. Breathing exercises. May have heard the word pranayama. Maybe that you've heard that in a yoga class. In fact, yoga is part of a tantric practice. Yoga is just basically becoming a part of the spiritual body, the subtle body, so that you can once again connect your divine presence with the divinity that surrounds us. And so Tantra is one spiritual path, and Taoism is also another ancient path that originated in China thousands of years ago. And it's also got a spiritual aspect and a physical aspect, because it has been recognized that there are these energetic forces in our body that connect, first of all, with the divine forces and the cosmic forces outside of us. And we can utilize them in our bodies. And the Taoists have learned how to take this energy in our body that we get from the outside to purify all of our cells, all of our organs, and to increase vitality and longevity and sexuality and sexual energy. Yeah. And then the divine feminine is basically the study and the acknowledgement of the feminine forces, I shouldn't say forces, influences that surround us. You know, so many women have been taught throughout their lives that God is a man in the sky. Yeah. And that is a new belief that just came up a couple of thousand years ago. But prior to that, for eons, for millennia, the idea that the prevailing forces of nature and the creator of the entire universe was feminine, and that goddess in her many, many forms influences all aspects of life. And the goddesses, which have every culture around the world has their own special, beautiful goddesses that they've worshipped and still continue to worship. And these are, this is information that I feel is valuable for women today, that can help us today. So those are the three tools. Those are the three approaches that I use in my work. And the reason that I use these three technologies, these three paths, is because it has helped me tremendously in my life. And I can tell you how, because prior to discovering this, you know, I was probably like many women. I did my thing. I was living in my 3D world. Yeah. I didn't have a consciousness of anything other than, okay, I've got a job. This is my life. I need a man. Let's do it. That was it. Yeah. And I had very low self-esteem. I was not connected. I struggled financially. I lost myself in these relationships that I felt like I had to have. I just couldn't survive without these relationships. And it just took me down. It took me down. And it wasn't until I discovered Tantra in the 90s, and then the other paths beyond, where I started to understand, okay, well, first of all, Tantra honors women. Tantra honors both Shiva, which is male energy, and Shakti, female energy. And in tantric practices, Shakti, the woman, is more highly revered because she is considered the vehicle to enlightenment. I mean, even Shiva, the male force of the cosmos, can't be activated unless Shakti is present and in balance. So when I discovered that, I'm like, well, first of all, wow, I've got something inside of me that's worthy of being worshipped. That's pretty amazing. And so, and then it went on from there. I started practicing the techniques, started really learning, getting in touch with my body, understanding some practices that woke up my sexual energy. And in Tantra, sexual energy is revered because it is the most powerful
Yes, that's what I
energy in
was
our
going
body.
to say. It is so powerful. And because of everything that is around us, it has been kind of taboo, especially for women. And even though the divine feminine is really rising up, there is still some shyness.
Yes.
And I would even go as far as saying some shame. But when we awaken this kind of energy in our body, and we're in our bodies in this lifetime. We've come for the embodiment experience.
Absolutely. Right? And thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for saying that, because women, our society is evolving. Women are getting more powerful, but we are still so deeply conditioned, and there is shame that we have been taught. It's very subtle. And, our teachers, our parents, they didn't mean to harm us. It's just what they learned.
Yeah.
And it's because of the, the patriarchal religions that really demonized women's sexual energy and the goddess energies from before, and the priestesses who probably did use sexuality as part of their practices. But it's interesting. I'll share this little anecdote. One practice that I do in Yoni yoga is we go into happy baby. And the happy baby pose, if you don't know what that is when you lie on your back, you bring your feet up into your hands, and you hold your feet in your hands. So your legs are up in the air, your hands are up in the air. So I say, okay, women, now let your legs just go wide open, just let them relax, and just let your yoni shine to the universe, show the universe how beautiful your vulva is and how beautiful your yoni is. Let your juices and your energy fly out into the world, because that's what the world needs. Yes. And women have a difficult time. Some women have a difficult time with that. Yes. Because they are so trained to don't show that, don't touch that, don't look at it, that even when you're at home by yourself on Zoom with nobody around, it's still unusual and difficult for them to do that. So that's just one example of how we are so conditioned. And it is a process, and women sometimes get triggered when they learn to take this sexual energy, or to focus on this place that we were taught, to not look at.
And I want to also add as well, there has been a lot of focus on the divine feminine and the masculine. And I want women that are listening to us to understand that there is a divine masculine as well. And there's a difference between physical brute strength and just kind of, being violent and forcing, and having that yang energy of doing and moving forward. And a lot of the divine feminine, a lot of the, I'll just say feminine energy, the yin energy, has been kind of in the past pushed aside, and women were kind of, lowering their heads and their energy, because that kind of masculine energy where it was brute force and just, knocking and just pushing everything down, kind of got center stage. But that is not in balance either. Not only is the divine feminine rising, but the divine masculine as well. And we want to create that balance. So ladies, just because our muscles are not as big as men's muscles does not mean that we can't have balance and have both of these. And it's the same thing for men.
Absolutely. And thank you. That is such a huge point, such a huge point. Because we are getting really confused these days with the goddess energy. Like I know I love to consider myself a goddess every now and then, but I need my God energy. And
yes,
I need my masculine. And in fact, the amazing thing about tantra is one of the technical goals, or you don't use the word goal in tantra, but one of the aspirational achievements is to have a complete balance of masculine and feminine energy, because you can't have one without the other.
no.
I mean, we can be goddesses, but then we would be floating. We flow, feminine energy flows, and we're receptive and we're emotional.
Yeah.
Whereas masculine energy is projecting, and it's a little more assertive, and it's logical. And we have to have both, or
yes,
we're either going to be floating in space, or we're just going to be like that. And so we have to have the balance.
And I love that we're going to be doing some exercises soon, because we want to bring in that flow of energy.
Yes.
And we want to embody it so we can take good action, so we can have energy and health in our bodies to really do the things that matter to us, move forward, be creative, create our businesses, or whatever's important to you. Go for your walk, go for your run, play with your grandkids, whatever it is that is important to you. You need both, as long as you know that you can go get what Melanie is talking about, that feminine energy. You don't want to get just the tip of the iceberg. You want the whole thing, right? And this is what you're going to be teaching us in just a little bit, right, Melanie?
Yes. So, in fact, these practices that I'd like to share with you, they're very simple, and we can do them while sitting in a chair.
Awesome.
Yoni yoga is a little bit what it says. Yoga is a practice of connecting within and connecting with the energy outside of us. And it includes breath work. It includes movement. It means getting in the body. It's getting in the subtle body and getting into the spirit of us. And that's what really Yoni yoga is. It's addressing the physical aspects, moving our body, feeling our hips, becoming familiar with the muscles of our vaginas and our vulvas. It's also addresses the energetic. It's stimulating our sexual energy so that we can utilize it for purification and for vitality. And then also with the spirit, our yoni not only is a portal for the spirit around us, it's our spirit as women. And it's where our wisdom lives. This is where our wisdom is. It's the source of our deepest experiences in life, both sexual and just everyday activity. And that's where knowledge about how to proceed in our lives, it comes and it's stored there. So Yoni yoga addresses all of these. And what I'll do before I start with our first little tiny exercise is recommend that to really get into your pelvis, just move your body every day, even if it's just a 3-minute, put a song on the radio, on your playlist, and move your hips in big circles, move your in back and forth, like swing your hips back and forth, like, I don't know, like when you're a little girl and you go back and forth, thrusting and tilting your body. not only stretches out that back muscles near the sacrum, you know, it also pumps up sexual energy. So thrusting and tilting the pelvis is really, really good.
Okay. I'm gonna put these great tips in the chat here and in the group. So if you see me moving sideways, it's just because I'm putting that in there.
Excellent. Please do. And also figure eights. Figure eights take a little bit of a mind thinking, because not only are you moving your hips, but when you make eights, your mind is coordinating your body and your hips to move a certain way. So there's a little bit of an exercise with that.
Perfect.
And just doing that 3 minutes is a really great way to wake up your body. And plus, we need to just know that our hips, having healthy and youthful hips, not only helps us to move more in a more feminine fashion, which is what we like, you know, why not? Women, unfortunately, we're sitting in our chairs so much these days. We sit 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day. We're not moving our hips. And when we do move, we're moving stiffly. We move sometimes like men. You know, we're not in the flow. So one thing that I'd like to do, an easy little chair practice that we can do right now, we can do sitting, and it's called butterfly in a circle. Okay. And typically I would do this on the floor with your feet, with the soles of your feet together. And if you can do that in your chair, you know, sit with your spine straight, with the soles of your feet together. And if you can't bring your soles of your feet together, just do it with your feet flat on the floor. And then with your back nice, straight and erect, with your head up, just bend forward from the hips, and then inhale as you move to the right side and then to the back, keeping your back straight. Then exhale as you move to the left, and then forward again. And you're going to do this nice and slowly, inhaling, side, back, exhale, side, front. Inhale, side, back, exhale, side, front. One more time, same direction, inhaling, back, and then exhale, side, front. And now go the opposite direction. So you'll inhale, go in the opposite direction, back, exhale, side, front, inhaling, side, back, exhaling, side, front, inhaling. As you go halfway around the circle, exhaling as you go around the other side of the circle. And one more time, inhaling and exhaling. And just taking a moment to, you know, feel, notice, even though that was the most subtle of exercises, there's a little bit of activation. There's stuff happening in the muscles and in the back and in the ligaments. And
I love that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. So
I love that it's nice and simple movements like that. And ladies, know that you can do these things. Like Melanie was suggesting, the 8. You can do it while you're cooking. You can do it while you're washing dishes. You can do it while you're walking, just moving your bum around. And I know personally, Melanie, when I do my meditation in the morning and at night, when I am deeply in the Akashic field, I can feel the warmth in this area. And it feels nearly like sexual arousal, but I know it's not, because if I start thinking, whoop, it stops. I know that I am beautifully centered and deeply connected, because we also have the root chakra right there.
Yes.
So I know. So ladies, if you meditate regularly, you can also tap into that energy. but really we want our bodies to move because, like you were saying, Melanie, we are lacking so much movement. So we might as well, when we are moving, to just do that little extra to bring in that powerful energy to start embodying our divine feminine even more so it can flow much more easily.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's really, really beautiful that you feel it, that it's almost innate for you, to that it comes through so palpably.
Yes.
And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I mean, these days there are a lot of women who are not feeling sexual energy for many, many reasons. And, you know, some of it is because they're so busy, they don't have time to think about their bodies. They don't give attention to their yoni, and without attention, there, you know, nothing's going to happen.
No.
And then other times women are either they have been wounded in that area, and sometimes the wounding will prevent women from even addressing it, and that is a whole different area, which is, it's very delicate, and it's also one that can be addressed very sweetly and very gently. And it's a reason why women feel shut down or why they're just not feeling connected. Another thing is that women, as they grow older, will lose that sexual energy unless they address it. And I advocate, this is off the cuff, I advocate self-pleasuring. Because you must keep this alive. In fact, I just circulated an article yesterday from WebMD that the scientists are discovering that for clitoral stimulation, they've mapped out where clitoral stimulation shows up in the brain, and it shows up in different areas of the brain for different women. And they also noticed that when a woman has had sex more regularly and more recently, that area in her brain lights up a lot more than when a woman has not addressed her clitoris or her, you know, her sexual energy. So that just confirmed to me that it's really important to keep that going. So with sexual pleasure, using your own hands or using a vibrator to really stimulate that sexual energy and enjoy it.
And I think it's really important what you're saying there. And I want to add, ladies, that gravity doesn't just work on the outside of the body. It also works on the inside of the body. So if those are muscles, so you can look at your own muscles, your own breasts, your own tummy, your own bum. If you see that you're not doing any exercises, you pick up little weights and you work them, and then all of a sudden you see that the muscles are toning. So when you look at the female anatomy, you have the bladder, you have the womb area and everything that is there, and then we have this opening. If you don't want to experience prolapsus or anything kind of migrating that way, and there are women that consult me and they have issues because parts of their body are kind of coming out slowly from the vaginal opening. So what you want to do is work that energy. And as Melanie was saying, after an orgasm, your body relaxes and releases. Your lungs expand, your brain and your hormonal system, it adjusts. So it will definitely bring in calmness, and also it will also bring in vitality. And it will tone your muscles. So if for no other reason, it tones your muscles internally. So important, so important.
You're like the best host, because that's like the intro to the next exercise. You are like amazing. So everything that Isabelle mentioned is absolutely so spot on. And Yoni Yoga does address the pelvic floor muscles and the vaginal muscles, because interestingly, until I really dug into what our vaginal health was all about, I didn't know what the makeup of a vagina is. But a vagina is really made up of two sets of muscles. One set goes up and down like the tube, and the other set goes around the circumference of the vagina. And so the vagina actually is a muscular structure. It's not just an organ that lays there. We can actually manipulate, we can control these muscles. And so I teach an exercise where you can actually you become familiar with the muscles in the vagina so that you can learn how to squeeze them and undulate the muscles. Now, it does take practice, but it can be done. But in the meantime, just one easy practice that you can do to really help you start toning the muscles, which we can do right now, and this can be done as you're washing the dishes or standing in line or driving your car, is to you can be seated or standing, and just bring your attention to your vagina. And sometimes we don't even think about our vaginas unless we're having a period, we have a tampon in it, or there's a sex toy in it, or a penis, a lingam. Otherwise, we don't think about our vagina. So let's give our vagina a little nice thought. And now just squeeze your vagina, your vaginal muscles, and hold it for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then release, and just let your vaginal muscles relax, and let them relax completely. It's very important that the muscles are so relaxed, it's almost like you're ready to urinate. And the reason that it is important to relax is because if you don't relax, your muscles can become hypertonic, which means that they will not relax, and then they become very tight, and it's very uncomfortable. So then what you'll do is you'll just inhale again, and as you inhale, just contract the vaginal muscles, and you can even bring in, if you want, you can feel that your anal sphincter muscles contracting as well. You'll feel the base of your pelvic floor muscles contracting, and then you can continue to breathe normally as you hold that contraction for another count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then relax, completely relax. Letting it, like your yoni, open up like a little lily, a little like it's yawning, like, oh.
I like that.
So you will do that 10 times. And if you do that throughout the day, 1 or 2 times a day, this is very, very good. It's super simple, and it's very good for just strengthening the vaginal muscles. And then there's also a way that you can do it so that you can inhale and hold your breath, and then exhale as you relax. And you can play with it that way. And then you can also play with it so that you contract as you exhale, and then relax as you inhale. So there are different ways of playing with our breath and playing with the muscles. And when you do, you'll notice a difference in the way our body works, with the difference, the way the vagina feels as we're inhaling and contracting, and the way the vagina feels when you're relaxing and inhaling. So it's really good to become familiar with the muscles of our body. And in Yoni yoga, we do anatomy. There is an anatomy aspect to the practice, so that we can become familiar, because we don't even know how magical this is. And just knowing and having knowing what we have is empowering. It will help us feel more powerful.
And some of you might not know, but to really, as we age, the part of our body that will keep us moving and flexible and strong is our core. So everything that is not our limbs, right in the middle of our body, when this is strong, it really helps us feel stronger. And this is definitely a huge part of it. Melanie, I wanted to also add, when a few years ago, I had gone to see a chiropractor that would work in these muscles, and she would work internally. And I remember when I used, because they were a couple, so the man would work like on my back, and then I would go see her and she would work internally. And if you've ever gone to see a massage therapist that was really knowledgeable, or a chiropractor or an osteopath, when they take a muscle and they release that muscle, there's like a high-pitched pain, and then it's gone. And when she used to go internally and press on these muscles, it was wow. Like the high-pitched pain for a second, it would send me into tears, and then I wouldn't feel it anymore. But she used to tell me, if these muscles don't ever relax, then it's like you holding up a box that's like 10 pounds, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Eventually, you just can't anymore, and everything just breaks down. So these exercises are amazing. The relaxing part is amazing. And pleasuring ourselves, like you had mentioned, is so important. So we get the letting go of it as well, so we can work the muscle and keep it strong. What do you think of this?
I'm really processing what you're saying because, I'm familiar with the vaginal reflexology, where there are meridians that go from the vagina into different organs of the body. And I do know that some of the Taoist techniques, and with Yoni massage, which is maybe what your massage therapists call it, it's just, the massaging of the yoni, but they will touch those meridians. And if there is a weakness in the meridian, or if there's a weakness in one of your organs, that actually massaging or touching or tapping into that one meridian through your vagina can help to activate the energy and bring some healing. But also, I understand that there are a lot of women who have had, trauma, sexual trauma, and that will cause intense pain. And sometimes women are so shut down or shut up that it's very difficult to even penetrate in those muscles, and that's hypertonic. But good for you. First of all, I admire that you go to a massage therapist who does internal massage. In the United States, something like that, I don't even know if it's legal.
It's a chiropractor though, and I believe they're chiropractors, and they call themselves perennial. I forget the other word, but it's really rehabilitation.
Oh, okay.
Perennial rehabilitation. I went to see another one. She had electronic probes that would send. I did not like that though. I thought that was really too intense. But the one that would do it just with the pressure, because my chiro is also an osteopath, so they work with pressure. It's different than the kind of thing. And she is a chiropractor, but she works with women to rehabilitate the perineal area. And it wasn't something that you go do for relaxation.
Wow, that is interesting. And then what was it that caused you to feel that you needed healing there? You're obviously very, very aware of your body. You have high levels of body awareness. What was it that said, okay, Isabelle, I need to address this?
I had my son when I was 36. So my body, my muscles were already older. But for some strange reason, I felt that this whole area, I wasn't able, as I'm talking to you, I'm getting like little aha moments coming through. At that time, I was still with my father, my son's father, and it wasn't a positive relationship. So I was struggling a lot with my bladder. And if any of you are aware, the bladder is really connected to your own space, to your own territory. So I was really wanting to fix that because I love to run, I'm super active, and having bladder issues was not a fun thing. So it just kind of snowballed from there. But I can tell you, ladies, that I'm like, this was at least 10 years ago. I'm 52 now, and I run without a pad.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And it's about the balance of energies, but it's also, I think, a lot what you were saying, working these muscles. And I don't have a man in my life, so I don't, not that you need a man to have sexual intercourse, but my sexual life is with other people. It's really quiet. But I'm a very strong believer that our bodies belong to us.
Yes.
And I've done a lot of healing in my body. There was a lot of trauma in my body. I've done a lot of healing, and our bodies belong to us. And we are okay to take care of it. And it is on us, because we're embodied, to love every single little cell.
Yes.
Hug them and love them and work them. So I've been doing that work. I just wasn't really knowledgeable about what you're sharing. So I'm so grateful that you're sharing this, and that you send this knowledge out in the universe. It's amazing work. I love that.
Well, it's my pleasure. It is my pleasure, because women do need it, not just to feel sexy, but also for health and vitality. And to be in touch with our bodies.
Yes.
Which is part of our power, part of our power. So do we have more time for one more technique, or should we do, like, I don't know what the timing is. I have one that could last about another 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's, okay, so I have a suggestion. Before we do the last technique, how about we just, because if some women need to go,
sure,
I want them to have, like, I know that you're sharing some free gifts. I know that you have a Yoni yoga class on Thursday.
Yeah.
I know that you have an embodiment guidebook.
Yes. So I'm going to put some information in the chat.
Yeah, I can do that if you want, hun.
There we go. Okay. Well, so first of all, I love to give stuff away, and I have a free little guide, a free download gift that's on my website. It's called 3 Embodiment Practices to Nurture You, to Fuel Your Feminine Power. Yeah. And it is based on basically on the sexy, spirited, and strong work. And you can get it by going to positiveenergywoman.com, and you can just download that directly. Also on
that in the link.
Great, thank you very much. And then
sorry, Melanie, and I will add this later in the group, because it's too small on the phone, so I'll do it after.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then also I am offering a series of Yoni yoga classes. In fact, the first one is tomorrow evening. And I'd love to invite the guests here on this show. And there are a couple of different ways that you can join. Probably the best way would be to just email me directly. And my email address is in the chat. It's melanie@positiveenergywoman.com. And let me know that you joined the holistic guidance group this morning, and I'll send you the link to join. It's tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's about an hour, 15 minutes to an hour and a half. And so tomorrow, what we're going to focus on is the sacral energy, just basically the second chakra energy. And it's going to be really enjoyable, really interesting with meditations and visualizations and exercises. Then there's another class that's going to take place on January 24th. It's called Muscle Mastery. And that one's going to really dive into the anatomy. And
you mean February 24th?
I'm sorry, February 24th.
Okay.
Yes, in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, sorry. What did I say? January 24th. Sorry, I tell you, this year is going by way too quickly. And that's on January the 24th, Muscle Mastery. And then the final one is March the 10th. And that one is called Own Your Shakti Power. And that's more about the divine feminine. You can get all the details about each of those events on my website at positiveenergywoman.com, and just look at the event page. And you can also sign up through the website. It's a donation process. It's a donation, but I don't need you like as my guests. Just email me, and I'd love to send you links. So,
and I put that link.
Oh, great.
www.positiveenergywoman.com/new events. That is all the information. And Melanie's working by donation. So she's so generous. She's offering everyone the possibility to join for free. I definitely recommend offering a donation, even if it's a small one, because it creates this dynamic of exchange, and there's no minimum, right, Melanie?
No, exactly. It's through Eventbrite. You can donate $1, and the only
and sometimes when we offer money like that, that sits right with us. It gives us a sense of empowerment. So you can absolutely reach out to Melanie. She put her email address there, so I won't add it again. Or you can register through her, through that event link. Yeah.
Thank you. That's so beautiful.
What about your books, Melanie? What if somebody wants your books or wants to work with you? What would they do?
Well, if you would like to work with me, just email me, melanie@positiveenergywoman.com. And then also the Venus Rising Yoni Yoga guidebook. It's got all kinds of exercises that we do in Yoni Yoga. It's the basic foundational information, and you can order it on through Amazon or through me, at which again, not Melanie at Positive Energy Woman, and I can send a copy directly. So, however you'd like to do that.
And if ever, for whatever reason, it's not like you can't find Melanie's contact information, ask me. I'm always in contact with Melanie. So just reach out to me, ask me, and I'll make sure that I connect you with Melanie. And then you can, and she's super open, like you've witnessed her and her energy. So just, if you can't reach her directly, just reach out to me and I'll put you in contact with her. All right, does anybody have any questions? If you have questions, I encourage you to put it in the chat, in the group. I am seeing the group here, and I see it as well here. And if you need to jump off, you can absolutely do that, or stay with us as Melanie walks us through our third. So I don't see any questions for the moment. So if you do have a question, just slide it in there and I will address it, send it to Melanie or share it with Melanie right after our third practice. So floor is yours.
Great. Okay. So this one's quick and easy. It's another very um, yoni focused technique. This is going to be a little bit of a multi-level, because what we're going to do is we're going to do a Yoni Mudra. So this is a Yoni Mudra. This, you hold your hands together, your fingertips pointing downward, they're touching, pointing downward, thumbs touching, pointing upward, holding it down at your Yoni area. Okay. Then you just sitting nice and still, bringing your attention to your pelvis, your beautiful vulva. And now, just while breathing normally, contract and relax the opening of your vagina quickly. So it's kind of like fluttering. You're going to probably open and close it once or twice per second. So it's contract, relax, contract, relax, contract, relax, contract, relax, contract. So just like a little butterfly, let it contract and relax. So basically what this is doing is building up a little bit of energy. Just keep contracting and relaxing, holding that Yoni Mudra. And just, if you can just focus on giving your love down to your beautiful womb area, your beautiful Yoni area, just contracting and relaxing, honoring her, honoring yourself, just honoring your body and your spirit, your presence, contracting and relaxing, contracting and relaxing. And so you're contracting and relaxing, and you're building energy, and it appears as an orange ball in your vagina. So continue to contract and relax. And that ball, that misty orange ball of energy, is becoming a little bit larger and larger. Okay, and now release that contraction and relaxation. And through your nose, inhale. And as you inhale, draw that orange ball of energy up through your spine and to your third eye, and hold your breath. And as you hold your breath, contract and relax your yoni 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale through the mouth, relax your yoni, and let that energy just flow through your body. One more time, bringing your inner eye to your yoni. See that orange ball of energy in your yoni area. Inhale through the nose. And as you inhale, draw that orange energy up your spine to your third eye. Hold your breath. Now squeeze and release your yoni 10 times as you hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale through your mouth. Ah, say ah as it comes out through your heart. That energy is all coming, just emitted through your heart into space. And then just one more time, last time, bringing your focus to that orange energy, inhaling through the nose, drawing that energy up your spine, holding your breath, contracting and relaxing 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relaxing, sending your love to the world, relaxing your yoni, feeling your body, feeling your yoni, feeling your presence in this beautiful 3D world, you as a spirit in a goddess body. And then just take a deep breath and come back into your normal space.
So amazing.
There you go.
It's very emotional too, personally, connecting to my feminine side, to my sexual side, to this, acknowledging it, giving a voice to it, giving space to it. It's very healing, very, very healing. I could feel joy and expansion, like just a flower opening up. You have this great comment from Catherine. She says she has no questions, but she's looking forward to taking your class. Yes. And she thanks you for your support on womanhood.
Oh, thank you, Catherine. Oh my God, I can't wait to see you in my class. Yes, Yay. And you're very welcome. Oh my God. Thank you for your note of appreciation. Thank you.
That was really wonderful, Melanie. I love that you have such a kindness about you and an openness, and that you help take off these fear layers about being a woman, and that you help us really connect to all of our power in this beautiful, easy flowing way. So I'm so grateful for that. So once again, is there anything that you wanted to add, Melanie?
No, I think I have offered, unless somebody has any other questions,
Let me check here.
Okay.
There was no questions, but let me just double check. And just for all of you to know, on what's being streamed in the group, if you have any questions, you can put them there. I'll circle back and make sure that you tag Melanie or tag me. Catherine says you're very welcome with a beautiful.
Oh, you're so sweet, Catherine. Thank you.
Yes.
Isabelle symbol.
Yes, absolutely. So much, so important. And I'm going to share this, Melanie, with the ladies that are here. So before Melanie and I came on, we connected before, we chatted, and I pulled a card from my new angel deck. And the card that I pulled was Holy Love. So let me just bring that in. Let me see. We can see that. Can't see it. There's a lag in the group. That's okay. Yeah, Holy Love. And I love this picture. Let me see if you can see that. Do you see it?
Yes.
It's like a blooming flower.
Beautiful.
And it is so spot on. And love for self and others, but we're talking about body love and self-love. So love starts in our heart, but it also travels through our energy centers and the base of our body, where we're connected and anchored in this moment with Mother Earth, is really that space. Can I say like our yoni space?
Definitely.
Okay, so
yes.
And I love, Melanie, that you have offered us a container to really physically work those muscles, and at the same time allow our feminine energy to circulate for different reasons, health reasons, expansion reasons, our vision, our creativity, all of that can really stem from this place. So please remember, I'm going to put Melanie's email address once again right here. So if you have questions, if you want, hold on, I gotta go back, here we go. You want to work with her, you want to know more about her, you can go see her website, or you can definitely send her an email right here. I just put in the link again, and I'll do that in the chat in just a moment for our group. And if you have any questions at all and it's not working when you're trying to reach out to Melanie, let me know and I will put you all in connection together. Melanie, oh my goodness. Thank you so much. You are such a wonderful goddess woman, and you share such greatness with all of us. Your work is definitely needed. Your gifts are so appreciated. Not the gifts that you're, yes, the gifts that you're sharing with everyone, but your knowledge and your love for women and for the divine feminine and for the energy and for what you stand for is really needed today. More than ever. So thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. I'd like you to stay online with me. I'm going to stop the recording. So thank you to everyone that joined us live in the group.
Thank you, everyone.
And yes, hold on. Let me just double check just to make sure if there's nothing in the group, because I am going to stop the streaming. All right, perfect. So I'm going to stop the live stream and I will stop the recording. And I will stop the